What's going on, guys? Today I'm back with another Hat format replay review for you guys. If you're interested in sending in your Hat format replays, you can go down to the video description to find all the information on how to go about sending those in. Anyways, the match I have for you today, we have Sylvan Spieler, who is going to be on a kind of like a teched out Sylvan deck, versus Blab, who is going to be on Twilight, a deck that I personally really enjoy. So anyways, let's get straight into this. Here it looks like Blab is going to win the rock, paper, scissors and get to start this one out. Opening hands, we see Martial Leaf, Miracle Fertilizer, Koma Shroommo, Sage Koya, and Vanity's Emptiness. And on the other side, we see Solar Recharge, Trap Stun, Phoenix Wing Windblast, White Dragon Wyverburster, Dark Grepher, and they will get a draw here, which is going to be kind of important because this hand looks a little slow. Getting a copy of Plague Spreader Zombie, so that's at least pretty decent, honestly, with the Grepher here. So let's see how this one plays out. Here, Blab's going to start by normal summoning the Dark Grepher, discarding the copy of Plague Spreader, sending another copy of Grepher here. That's an interesting play. I would have thought maybe like a Mally or something, but let's see where this goes. So here, being able to special summon the White Dragon by banishing the copy of Grepher. I guess he was just trying to send one of the dark monsters he doesn't care as much about. So Grepher actually would be a kind of good choice there. Then overlaying for a copy of Lavalval Chain, using the effect detaching Grepher to send a copy of Mally. So there is the Mally. Then going for the Plague Spreader, putting back the Wing Blast. That's an interesting choice to then summon the Plague Spreader, then banishing the Mally to summon another copy of Mally. That way they can shuffle away that top card. And then here they're going to synchro summon for a copy of Stardust and set the copy of Trap Stun. I feel like maybe that could have gone a little further, but I guess, okay, interesting, but here we are. So over to Sylvan Spieler, who gets a copy of Sylvan Charity for turn, which is really good. So here drawing Instant Fusion, Hermitry, and Sylvania, putting back Hermitry and Koma Shroommo. And next, Martial Leaf is going to be summoned using the effect to excavate the top two, hitting the Koma Shroommo and, what was that, the Hermitry, that they had just stacked. And then the Sage Koya is also going to be able to be activated here as Chainlink. What are they doing with this one? Hermitry, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, Koma Shroommo, Chainlink 3, Sage Koya. Okay. And they're going to special the Sage Koya and then look at the top three and reorder them, and the Koma Shroommo is obviously going to be able to pop the back row. Here Sage Koya is just going to walk over the Stardust. Main phase 2, Mount Sylvania is going to be able to be activated. They are going to send off the Martial Leaf to stack a copy of Cherub Sprout to the top, which is one that you don't really see that often. I tend to just re-go over this whenever I see it because it's, again, a card you don't really see as often. It says, when this card is special summon, you can choose either 1 or 2, then excavate that many cards off the top of your deck and send any excavated plant monsters to the graveyard. Also place the other monsters on the bottom of your deck in any order. If this card is excavated from the deck and sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can special summon one level 1 plant type monster from your deck, and you can only use this effect of Cherub Sprout once per turn. Unfortunately, no glow up bulb in Hat format, but there still are plenty of other targets. So here they're then going to obviously stack the Cherub Sprout, use the Sage Koya to excavate the Cherub Sprout, then Cherub Sprout can then activate to summon a copy of Spore, so that is definitely one of the good level 1s in the format. And then here going for a copy of Scrap Dragon, setting the copy of Instant Fusion. I really would have wanted to see kind of what the use of this was, but here it looks like they're just going to use it as fodder to destroy the Lavalval Chain here. Next, they're going to banish the Sage Koya to bring back Spore, so Spore's now a level 8, and they can go for a copy of Felgrand, setting the Emptiness, and passing it over to Blab, who luckily got a copy of Wolf here, with that Solar Recharge being able to draw into Upstart and, the Mally, and sending a Black Dragon and Thrasher. Honestly, that it happens all the time where you end up milling the cards you'd rather draw and drawing the ones you'd rather mill. So that's a little unfortunate. Going Upstart, getting a copy of Raiden though. Okay, so that might be something. They're going to summon Raiden and use the effect, sending Chaos Sork and Allure. And yeah, unfortunately that wasn't a great showing there from Blab. But we will move on to game number 2, where it looks like Blab will get to start this one out again. Opening hands, we see Sage Koya, Fertilizer, Sage Koya, Chirp Sprout, and Sylvania. And on the other side, we see Allure, White Dragon, Dark Grepher, Rhoda, and Black Dragon. So a very strong hand here. And they draw into another White Dragon, unfortunately. Here they're going to go Allure, getting Upstart and Mally. Banishing the Black Dragon, going Upstart, getting a copy of Armonite. Let's see, here they're going to go Rhoda for Thrasher. And special the Thrasher. Taking a second to think here, then summoning Grepher, discarding the Mally, sending a copy of Zephyros, using Zephyros to bounce the Grepher to special summon itself and take 400 damage. Next, overlaying for a copy of Lavalval Chain, using the effect of Lavalval Chain to send a copy of Plague Spreader. Plague Spreader, putting back one of the White Dragons to special summon out the Plague Spreader, using the Mally to summon another Mally. Banishing the Zephyros that's already been used to be able to summon the White Dragon. Here, Synchro Summoning for Vulcan the Divine. Okay, kind of cool to see that. It's a great level 6, but you don't really see it that often in the Twilight deck, honestly. Usually it's something like a Powered Insectron or the Psyhemoth. So kind of cool to see that. And then obviously being able to add a copy of Black Dragon because the White Dragon was sent to grave. Next, overlaying the 6s for a copy of M7, using the effect detaching the Vulcan to add back the copy of White Dragon, and just passing. I don't know why this feels so underwhelming. Like, usually this deck will, like, turbo through Beals and other, like, higher level synchros and stuff. So it felt like they had everything they needed, and they chose to just kind of cycle through the deck. I'm not really sure what's up with that. But anyways, here Sylvan gets a copy of Card Trooper. Again, another weird card you don't really see in Sylvan. Activating Sylvania, sending Sage Koya, and putting a Flower Knight on top. Then going Miracle Fertilizer to bring back the Sage Koya effect to Excavate. Here hitting the Flower Knight. This one, its Excavate effect is if this card's excavated from the deck and sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can choose one Sylvan card from your deck and place it on top of your deck. So it's kind of just like another Sylvania in a sense. And here, because that was sent, Sage Koya can be specialed, and then the Hermit Tree is going to go to the top of the deck, overlaying both for a copy of Aurea. Really strong card here, using the effect detaching to send or excavate the top 3. Here, excavating a Junk Forward, Princess Sprout, and Hermit Tree. So they'll be able to put the Junk Forward back, and here they're choosing to bounce because they hit 2 Sylvans, or 2 plants in this case. They're going to bounce the Miracle Fertilizer, and then they bounce the M7 here. Yet they do get to keep the chain because they only hit 2 plants here. And next, the Princess Sprout is going to be able to special summon itself back out as a level 8 because it was excavated, and the Hermit... did they skip the Hermit Tree effect, or did I just miss something there? I don't think they reordered there. But anyways, here the Fertilizer is going to be activated to bring back the Hermit Tree, using the effect and excavating the top, which is a Max C, which will go back to the bottom of the deck. Next, overlaying the 2 8s for a copy of Felgrin, going Battle Phase, and swinging in with both. So, let's see. Back over to Blab. Let's see if he can pull this one out. He does still have a lot here. I know the extra deck can be a little tight, but usually they do have some pretty decent stuff. Here, getting that Upstart, which, let's see. They are going to activate it. Getting, unfortunately, another Grepher here. Normal summoning Armageddon Knight, sending another copy of Plague Spreader. Using the Plague Spreader, putting back, I think they put back one of the Greffers there. Using the Mally, summoning a Mally from deck. Synchro summoning for, there's the Beals. Okay, that's a very strong card. Going Battle Phase, attacking in. Here, the Felgrin is going to be able to be activated to make the Aurea unaffected by card effects, but also its effects are currently negated. But still running over that Felgrin is really, really key here. And main phase 2, White Dragon's going to be summoned, overlaying for a copy of Exciton. They are at even cards, so... Oh no, the Sylvania, so they actually aren't. So here the Exciton can be activated to blow everything up, but unfortunately that Aurea is going to be able to stay because it was... the Felgrin used its effect. But either way, that is a very good play. Obviously, the Beals can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, and it looks like Blab is going to continue here by special summoning this Black Dragon by banishing one of the white dragons, I guess just trying to put up a body just in case. Here, Sylvan gets to draw for turn, getting a copy of H.A.T. Again, a very strange card to see, but here they're going to activate it to get a copy of Psychic Commander, which I guess could be used in a lot of different ways. Maybe because Sylvan sometimes does play things like Leo, or playing things like Star Eater. So maybe it just helps with that, or even maybe if they're trying to go for seeing something like Card Trooper, maybe they're going for like Malay of the Trees or something. That could also be a thing. There's a lot of plays with that. Honestly, I really like the H.A.T package in a lot of decks. Here using Araya and hitting Lonefire, and I didn't see what the other one was. I think it was a tree. So getting rid of the, what was that? The Exciton and the Beals. Oh, right. And then the big tree's going to let them look at the top 3 cards. Normal summoning the copy of Card Trooper, overlaying. Oh, so they are playing Malay of the Trees. Okay, just like I thought. And here, yeah, that's just game, because obviously Malay is going to be able to detach, probably bring back the Lonefire. Lonefire can then obviously summon like a big tree or something. Plus there's like tons of other plays. So honestly, really cool to see this kind of teched out Sylvan deck. Very unfortunate that we didn't get to see the most from this Twilight deck. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. Comment any questions or videos you want to see in the future. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell to get notified anytime I put a new video out. Share this video with your friends. And don't forget to go down to the video description to find out how you can send in your hat format replays. But anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video.